Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're watching more Iron-Blooded Orphans. Last time, the revolution kicked off and immediately got slaughtered and died. It's over. Revolution's done. Well, at least on Main Street. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more ongoing conflict here, and I just saw like the first 1 second of the episode here because it auto-played, and well, it looks like it's really kicking off.
Well, I mean, second zero doesn't look great either.
Second Zero doesn't look great either.
I mean, look at it. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, I mean,
Tekken's
we
stuck
already
there in the middle of everything, and everyone's coming for him.
we already saw what because the opening of the revolution was literally somebody on the other side planting an explosive and then detonating it, so it looked like they had fired on them. And then they respond by firing back and murdering everybody. But we had the wide shot back where we saw up in the sky, which is the other half of part of this station, where there was already smoke rising up from the other half of the sky, which means fights are starting elsewhere on the station, in the suburbs and whatnot.
Right. The best reaction to a massacre is to not let it go unpunished.
Well, I mean, we don't know. Well, Gjallarhorn isn't on station in Forest. We only know that Gjallarhorn is here at the. I don't know what you call it.
Right now, it's Dort.
Right. Well, no. Gjallarhorn is there, but they're not there in Forest. They're only there in front of. I don't know if they called him anything. Was he like the governor of the Dort station, or?
I guess he's the governor.
Because the Gjallarhorn guy just turned around and said, "You're in charge here. It'll be fine. It'll just be a minute." He didn't address him with any title or anything, so.
Right.
But yeah, as far as we know, Gjallarhorn is only just there. They're three tanks, and they're set up to defend it against the thing they knew was coming.
Right, and of course, they have the ship incoming with all their mobile suits, and we're about to see a fight break out. This is going to be the episode where we get the Gundam versus mobile suit stuff again, and that's going to be fun. Well, it's going to be great to see.
The ship's not coming, it's already there. It's been parked outside the entire time. Because remember, they had the whole conversation about, we don't have authorization to land. Make sure these guys don't get in their suits and just land anyway. We follow procedure. So they just been parked outside.
The most uptight captain ever, and it's great. It's like he actually cares.
They've been parked outside for 3 episodes now. We saw them before our guys got to Dort themselves, launching and ready to go. That's when they were in transit. But our guys have been here for so long that they've just been parked outside now this whole time.
Right. All right. Well,
maybe this is the impetus that they've been waiting for, to be given permission to come inside. Hey, we have an uprising here. We could really use your help. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. And I guess in terms of other things, last episode was the Fumitown episode, where we got everything Fumitown, and every reveal was for Kudelia to learn Fumitown was worse and worse than she ever imagined. And then she sacrifices herself. So she's no longer here, she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she took a sniper bullet to the back somewhere?
Yes.
We just see a giant blood thing across her back. We don't know where she got shot, but apparently it was a kill shot.
Yeah, it's Gundam levels of gore, which is like, so on one hand you have like the cartoony, or like the don't even pretend to show injuries kind of side, and then we have like the mega ultra gore side, and Gundam is like kind of like less than the middle.
Well, it likes to show you wounds, like people getting crushed into things, but because you don't actually get to see the stuff that's getting crushed. So it
shows you the horror and trauma of it without even going near the gory nature of it, which is very interesting as a take, but it definitely fits what it is. It wants to talk about it. It doesn't want to revel in it.
I just mean that if we're going to examine it, Kudelia is pretty short when it comes to an adult, because, what's his name? The swoop haircut. I've forgotten it now. What's his name?
I don't know.
Good. We're like 17, 18 episodes in, and we don't remember one of the main characters who's controlling everything. Anyway, he is like not an adult yet, and he's taller than most people. Right? And Kudelia is like, I don't know, chest high on him. And Fumitown, about the same size as the guy whose name we don't remember, but clearly can describe and tell you every scene he's been in, so don't Get us on the comments. Um, she's about his height, if not taller, and she rushes in to take a shot that was aimed at Cudelia's head, because we did see the crosshairs on her head. So, ostensibly somewhere middle chest, upper back area.
Right.
So I'm
A
just
huge
saying,
blood stain.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, because it was a sniper bullet. Who knows what caliber? Ostensibly, though, being a show that doesn't like to kill people, the main cast could come back a paraplegic. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh, no, please don't. She's dead. She's dead.
In a space show, where people can float around a lot. I'm just saying.
It mattered. Her death, while we did goof on it a little bit, does actually matter and is important. She should not come back.
I am only going to slightly disagree with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
That it was important that Kumi. Oh, sorry, now I'm forgetting her name. Kudelia. I've said it 100 times already. It's important that Kudelia doesn't get killed there, obviously, for the story. But I would also argue, you remember that woman that was like hugging her, that was so happy to see her earlier that same episode? Had she not died in the massacre, she could have taken the bullet, and it would have had as much impact.
It might have had a good bit more too. Like literally watching people become martyrs for her.
Yeah, sure. I just mean that
Which
Fumitan...
I guess is kind of actually like the broader theme there. Yeah, hey, cool, I finally got it.
Oh, I just mean that Fumitan has been given so little development because she's been used as a narrative device to string us along into figuring out what the mystery surrounding her was, that her actual sacrifice did not have much of an impact other than that somebody sacrificed their life to save Kudelia.
Right. But we won't have to worry about that anymore going forward. I don't think we have any other mystery characters at this point, do we?
Oh, we still have Eye Blink Face Mask.
I guess so. So we'll get the reveal on that one in 20 more episodes then.
And you're also assuming that we're not going to suffer flashbacks of this for the next... Let's see, what are we on? 7 episodes. For the next 7 episodes, we're not going to get flashbacks of Fumitan sacrificing her life every time we see Kudelia.
7 episodes of flashbacks. It's like there's no other content. It's just different angles of the same event.
No, I don't mean 7 episodes of flashbacks. I just mean every time we see Kudelia.
No, that's what I want to see now.
Every time we see Kudelia, she's going to be staring out of a window, remembering the scene, and we're going to hear a gunshot in Fumitan's face or her back or something. There's going to be tons of flashbacks to this event. I'm predicting.
We are so horrible and jaded, aren't we?
It's an element of us watching this together in person rather than watching it separately. I mean, I might care more. Actually, I don't think I would
we're here
have.
with our critical lenses, wearing it and watching it with that, rather than just like sitting back to be impacted by it. Right?
I'm going to say it out loud. Much the way that I didn't care about that character from Gundam Wing that I think either we talked about early now or in the end of last one, I didn't care for her at all throughout all of Gundam Wing, and I don't care for Kudelia either. She's cute.
Right.
She's cute, and I like seeing her moments of human interaction. Like, oh my god, that boy kissed me. I've never experienced this in my sheltered life. I enjoyed that. The moments of the politicalness, to my previous points of the mystery that Kudelia doesn't represent the things that Kudelia is supposed to represent, don't impact me at all for those reasons, and the same reasons why they didn't impact me with the character from Gundam Wing.
I will give Kudelia this, of course. She is way more active in her own personal safety and other aspects of her life than Peacecraft was. Whereas Peacecraft was just come over here and kill me already.
Well, because she was constantly testing the waters because she was pretty sure Hiro both wanted to kill her and would save her. So it was for her, it was very much a, well, let's just see where we stand. What happens if I jump out the window? You know,
will they, won't they assassination romance plot. Oh.
Yeah, I think we put that at number 4 on our list of anime that we were maybe not going to watch. But yeah, no, I'm just saying that what's her name with the bracelet? Your favorite character was sniffing her boot 2 episodes ago.
Ship cook girl. I don't
Yeah. I mean,
There's a lot of people to keep track of here.
the plight of her story I find more engaging than Cordelia's.
Hmm.
Even, I mean, I didn't so much like when they introduced her past as having to work at like a whorehouse and she gets beaten by the girls there and everything like that.
Right,
But
she's not a mystery clone. She has just like this straightforward, empathetic backstory.
right then, she interacts with the other people on the ship, and you see her emotions are literally on her sleeve. It's on her face every time you see it. And her story to me is more engaging and impactful, and the emotions that she feels, I feel more for. Especially that scene where she gets abused because she tries to protect Cordelia by saying that she herself is Cordelia, because nobody. Anyway, I'm just saying that all of that mattered all magnitudes more to me than Kudelia's having
Yeah.
Fumitan jump in front of her to take a bullet.
That's actually a good point, and I don't remember if we talked about it at the time, but she's got some good character in there. I do like her. She's good. I want to see more of her, and then I want to see her die tragically and really care about it. It's
But-
gonna be great.
See, the thing is that she's often used as the foil to give Kudelia more, not engagement, more character development. Because they
She-
have shared
She
interests.
serves as like a simple emotional mentor, right? Yeah.
Well, you remember back on Mars when they're on the farm, right? And they're looking at this giant, devastated area of the farm. And they're just both standing there talking to one another. And it's like, oh yeah, I understand where you're coming from. You understand where I'm coming from. And I want to be around you because I think we're kind of friends, that sort of thing. One is being used to up the other. But in this
Yeah.
case, it's always her ruralness is being used to up Kudelia's, I guess, implied nobility.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of a fun thing there. Who is Cordelia going to confide in then? That's going to be an interesting thing to see. Well, that's probably just going to happen organically now.
I mean,
think.
prediction? Nobody. Prediction.
Nobody. She just
Prediction is she's going to sulk. My prediction is that she's going to take the anime character model of sulk. I mean, she's going to be proactive
No, I
in the
feel
moment.
you.
She's going to be proactive in the moment while we're here. And then when we ever get back to the ship and we're going through traveling scenes again, she's going to sulk. And then whoever happens to be Biscuit, Biscuit's going to be
Biscuit.
wandering down the hallway.
Yes, Biscuit Cordelia romance. Let's do it.
I'm not saying a romance. I just mean that Biscuit's going to be wandering down the hallway because that's all we're giving Biscuit time for these days is to just wander down the hallway and who does he encounter?
Biscuit, known hall wanderer. I love
It's
it.
that or it's going to be that cafeteria. Remember back when they were talking
Yeah.
about our
Oh yeah,
letters
she's
from
gonna
home?
hang out at the cafeteria and people are gonna interrupt her. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, back when we had the letters from home when Biscuit was getting his letters from his two sisters and that other guy who almost died getting crushed in that observation pod got
Yeah.
a letter from his sister, I want to say. Because remember, she's super smart, is what we heard about her. And I
Yep,
think
yep.
she's in kindergarten. So I want to say.
And she becomes the next genius.
But I'm just saying that it's obviously she's going to sit there, she's going to sulk, she's going to stare out the window, and
Mhm.
someone's going to talk to her about it. And it's not going to be who she
yeah.
confides in, it's going to be who interrupts her that she
You
opens up to.
You see, looking out into space and how empty it is reflects the emptiness within the character now.
Well, it's more so that in anime, it's typically I look out in space because there's nothing to see, so it's easier to imagine. And imagination is where my flashbacks come into play.
Right, exactly. All right then. So, we got a lot of stuff that we want to see. Let's see if it happens.
The clash between the protesters and Gallahorn erupted into an intense shootout that momentarily got out of hand. But the
Momentarily
garrison's
got out of
response
hand.
made the main
I think they keep
Sure.
showing that guy's
in
hand
minutes.
to imply the
However,
wedding ring that
there
he
are
has
still
on it.
sporadic terrorist
Mhm.
activities caused by the protesters. The situation remains unpredictable. Mr. Navona
See,
made
the
this
violence
claim
attached to
to
the
be
system
leader of
help
the
them being
protesters.
oppressed.
No, they
has
just have
been
a really,
confirmed
really
dead.
harsh no cursing law.
Mr. Nirvana, they got him. I'll never forgive them. Death to the entire company.
It should be clear. Negotiations were
I'm
useless
confused.
from the very
Dort
beginning.
There's no
is
need to hold
multiple
back
stations,
now.
right?
Let's
Not like
do
multiple
it.
sides
it's like
of
a
one
set of
station.
them.
Okay.
Yeah. There's at least 4 of them. I think the
Well,
long
we know
shots
there's at
like
least
show
6
more.
of them. Because those all had numbers. I just confused for a second, wondering if they were different sides of the same station. Like Dort 4 was side 4.
Fun question. What does Dort produce?
I use these every day paid for building
I don't think it matters.
All right.
It doesn't at all, but it's a fun question. Also, they got mobile suits now. Hell yeah, let's do this.
I mean, a more knowledgeable person would be able to see the art that they were using and be able to give us a real-life example. Those were just cops.
My feeling is
you just
Petra
shot
kept
cops.
there. Hell yeah, shoot the cop, dude. No, wait, don't put that on YouTube.
I'm just saying they were shooting cops. Those weren't Gallarhorn army dudes or anything. Those were just two cops standing in front of a doorway. They
They're
weren't.
part of the violent oppressive system.
They didn't have guns out. They weren't prepared for.
Incoming.
If this was a violent police action, they would be wearing bulletproof vests or something. Those are just two cops.
I gotta say, the Gallarhorn ships here definitely have that Death Star vibe. Look at that, isn't that Death Star?
Well, I mean, they're different looking from the other Gallarhorn ships we've been seeing.
I guess it's also like traditional Gundam space battleship as well, but you know.
I mean, it
Wait,
sort
not
of
Death Star, Star Destroyer. What am I saying? I'm not a nerd anymore, jeez.
sort of a progression anyway. It's more like a Mon Cal mixed with a.
Hey, here come the garrison forces.
No problem. They're severely outnumbered. Kill them all.
Yeah, you guys are taken to this far to the extreme.
They only got the bloodthirsty ones left now. All the moderates got shot down.
Yeah, I mean, they brought their negotiators to the
Hurry
front.
and shoot already, or they'll murder us. Okay. Huh? What's wrong? Come on. I can't.
Oh, they didn't sell us working
You
weaponry.
gotta be kidding. What's the matter?
They were just plastic tubes.
Fine, but nothing's firing.
Damn it! How dare you! What? The thruster! But the gate says
Every
it's
single
normal!
thing's been sabotaged, my gosh.
Well, except for obviously the handguns. Because those worked for a minute. They just shot two cops.
What the hell? Why won't the bullets fire?
Because we only needed you to appear to attack us. We didn't actually need you to attack us.
We're gonna seem like, ah, yes, we gave them all the defective
counterattack on the armed
equipment.
group has begun.
Counterattack? It looks more like a massacre to me.
A second massacre.
They provoke them into violent actions, and then they'll wipe them all out in the name of peace. They even gave the Union workers useless weapons to fight with.
Ah, there it is.
That's always been how the regulatory...
We trained
bureau
them
handles
wrong.
things.
As a joke.
Specialist Major, I have a feeling there shouldn't be a problem launching your mobile suit now.
Don't be stupid.
I love how they even imply, like,
Just
this
as
is how
Nicola
we
said it was.
usually do
This is
it.
the
My
true nature of
gosh.
today's Gallarhorn. The very definition of corruption. I want no part of it.
At least they say that, like, hey, they don't like
With all the
it.
fighting going on, it's too dangerous outside the colonies. So the spaceport's been completely closed off.
Are you out of your mind? It's dangerous here too. If we stay any longer, who knows?
You gotta admit, though, from the Gallarhorn side, this is a complete win.
We'll guide you all to a safe
Oh yeah, like 100%. They engineered the scenario, they win the scenario.
Port is closed? What do we
I mean, literally everything's gone to their plan, except for the capturing Kudelia angle, because
In many of the colonies, armed Union groups are now escalating their violent activities.
you remember, Gordon wanted her dead, but
All suffered sizable
Gallahorn was
damage and
actively there to
casualties
capture
from
her, not to kill her.
terrorist bombings. Multiple
Right.
weaponized launches and mobile suits have been reported stolen. Armed groups have begun taking off from each spaceport.
What does everyone else think?
It appears that they're attempting to support the protesters in Dort 3 with force. Gallarhorn's Arianrod fleet, patrolling nearby, has begun quelling the situation as fight intensifies around the colonies. The following is a quote from Fleet Headquarters on the matter.
We have an enormous advantage in firepower. At the present time, there is little chance of any further damage. Peace will return to the colonies very soon.
We ask that our citizens try to remain calm.
Peace with
We now
burning car in
return to the
background.
situation unfolding in space.
So, the armed Union guys
So
are
even
talking about-
last
Those
episode,
are
this
all
episode,
Nirvana's
I've just been
guys,
thinking
aren't
this is very unfortunate timing for our reactions, given real life
People are being
events.
slaughtered.
Come on,
Yup.
Olga. Isn't there anything we can do to help? I think it's time.
What do you have in mind, Eugene?
I don't know, like maybe try and give him a little backup?
Forget it. I told you, that's not an option.
Yeah, no getting involved in
Realize
this is
we've
a
got
bad
orders, but
idea,
we can't
guys.
ignore this. It's happening all over the place.
Remember what those Union workers told us? We're the Band of Knights. The heroes. We bring them hope.
I said drop it. Our job is to try and escort our client to Earth in one piece.
He's right. After all we've been through, we can't stop now.
Not like this. I can't. I can't go to Earth with things as they are.
Miss Kutelia, the sole purpose for my going there
was to try and create a better world for all the people of Mars.
You got told this was gonna
I've
happen.
seen so much more. The people here are also suffering. They've been oppressed.
Sorry, I was actually drawn into what she was saying until Griffin's "I told you so" came out of nowhere.
If I can't stand up, nobody will listen to my words. None of it will matter. So I'm gonna fight. Alone if I have to. I won't run. Not again. It's like Fumitan told me. I want to be like the girl
The
in
very
the book.
best? Like
I
no one
wanna
ever
become
was?
Hope.
Did you hear that?
To raise rebellions is my true cause.
To fight
Wait,
them
no,
is
that's not the
enough.
right.
To fight them is my cause.
There we go.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's
Do
right.
Whatever you want me to do, Orga. But I don't want to keep watching them lose like this.
Mikazuki.
And because they're the main characters, that plot armor will prevent them from getting murdered when they launch across an entire fleet of mobile suits.
We're about to see if 2 Gundams, or maybe 4, can take on an entire fleet.
No, it's the Tewa's Gundams from their Hammerhead. Plus, they had a bunch still on their ship.
Yeah.
Which is still less than a fleet of trained military soldiers in their Gundams.
What?
All you gotta do is plug in, and you can be awesome too.
But people are dying over here. Don't you care about that? Fine, I got it.
I'm just saying, at some point, sheer numbers and firepower
Hey, that's enough.
negate any effect of whatever that
They don't want
thing
any
on their
more
backs
reports
is.
about how bad things are out here. They said it damages the image of the colonies as a place of peace and opportunity.
Are you serious?
I guess reporting the truth isn't important to them now. Hold on. It's her. She was
Oh,
at the
we're about to
protest
get a news bandwagon here. This is gonna be great.
No, they're gonna get Geraldo Rivera in Afghanistan right now.
Yeah, it's like, I don't got a store anymore. What am I gonna do now?
No, more that the news is gonna tell everyone where the good guys are.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember? This is Geraldo Rivera reporting live from the scene.
Sorry, but we're kind of
This is
Reporting
where
live from the secret base.
This is where the American Task Force launched their operations from.
Personally, I feel that our story's a little one-sided this time around. I want to report the voices of you workers as much as possible, even though I'm not sure how far I can go with it.
You got a hearing problem or something?
Please, wait. If you're able to deliver my message to the people, then it'll be worth it. That's the whole reason I came here from Mars.
From Mars?
Who are you?
My name is Kudelia Ina Bernstein.
Kudelia?
Are you out of your mind?
Bernstein? Of the independence movement?
A crew like this should have their own
He
private
barely
message
recognizes her
and
name.
a special signal line for news feeds.
Biscuit there with the good exposition, explaining why this is gonna work. Thank you, Biscuit.
Right? How's everybody else?
There's no time. I'll tell you what to do from here. Listen carefully.
Is that the boss? What's up?
Top off the mobile suit propeller!
So I was looking to the left of the image there of that spray paint thing that's done on their ship.
Serious?
Like, oh no, Carbuncle from 24th Ward has been here, or whatever the hell his name, her name is.
We're gonna make some noise before heading to Earth. We don't intend to turn back.
I'm afraid this is too big a deal now. We're so well known as Tewas, we won't be able to join you. We'd be causing too much trouble for the old man.
Understood.
And he's
Well,
right.
If you're really this determined to go through with it, then show him what you're made of.
Right.
Have you heard about this? What are you thinking?
Akihiro! Are you going to?
Akihiro, there we go.
Of course I am.
Then maybe I should ask Darling to let me go with you again.
Don't, Lofter.
Come on! There's too many of them out there!
Look, it's
Except
hard
that
for
we already
Nage
saw
too.
in the
So
flashback
let's
that
not
they are
make things
part of it.
worse.
Ozzy!
By finishing this up alone, the Turbans have done more than enough for me. It's our first fight. I'll make damn sure it's a good one.
Oh, he just means first fight with his new mobile suit. Okay.
Is that? It's ruining your handsome
About to say,
future.
like, no, you've been in other
Guess I'm
fights.
just not cut out for this.
Well, you're still amazing to me. Don't worry. Those kids are strong enough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be chaos down there. A weapon should...
Strong enough to fight an entire fleet.
We have to deliver this first, right? I'll take it to Mikazuki.
No, at the end of this, I'm just be calling bullshit, so just get ready for that.
I've done plenty of simulations.
Of course.
It's just a delivery.
Dante!
You idiot!
I can handle this. I can take it. That character's dead.
Status limiter off for Mikazuki. What are you thinking? You can't withstand that much data.
And Mikazuki can take all of that? Whoa.
Wait.
Mikazuki is so head empty, he can take all the data.
We're the camera crew, here to grab equipment from the launch.
All right.
You sure he's all right by himself?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but
We can't just fly out in an unarmed launch, okay?
Excuse me, but I was wondering if you could tell me everything you can about the people who are working in these colonies. Huh? It's important. Please. I need to know as much as possible about them.
First, tell me, what does Dort produce?
Oh, right.
Really?
The other characters went to go talk with all of them and got all that information, and then she just hung out the entire time shopping.
Yep.
And missed it.
She had the
Please give me the exposition.
She had the romantic subplot this whole time.
But I can't help feeling frustrated.
Here we go. Fight time. Fight night.
Please stay away!
What was that? It's coming this way!
Someone crazy enough to use a stick in space fights.
An unidentified mobile suit has entered into combat around door 3. There are 3 Grazes immobilized.
The numbers.
1, sir.
There's only one? Send the Dort 5 and 6 forces in to support.
Isn't that the mobile suit you were looking for?
This isn't how I wanted it, but I can't miss this chance.
Told you. Revenge tear.
He's got to go on revenge, yeah. I was expecting him to explode.
Step on it. You got it.
I was expecting the other 3 that were shown previously to still be doing stuff.
Borg is taking off. I'll work just a little more then.
I got you. Already racking up a dozen kills.
He blocked with the manipulator?
I mean, one, I'm happy to see these 2 get in action, but still, 2 different squads of mobile suits couldn't take him out, right?
Ostensibly.
And in this universe, a Gundam is no different than a mobile suit. There's no Gundanium or anything. He's
the only thing
the
different
same.
is the data.
What's I'm saying? There's no difference. The shots that take them out should be taking him out as well.
That Gundam frame. It's too much for someone like you. Know your place, brats!
Ah, the aristocracy.
G-66. Gundam Kamaris. Guy Leo. He's brought out the Bodwin family's prized machine. They're a forgotten legend. I'm rather amazed seeing the suits that once protected the world as symbols of Galahorn fighting each other now. Irony at its very finest.
How would you see that? His eyes are closed.
Well, still, we see Galahorn creating its own problems here.
Now I understand. They're not getting near it. No! The launch!
And because he's already ahead, you can't catch up to him.
Why'd you stop? Just ram the other ship there. You would take out more people
Couldn't be any better,
hitting
Chad.
the main
Thanks,
ship.
boss. Home at last. Sorry to make you worry.
Just glad you're safe.
For a minute there, I thought they'd shoot us down before we even got close.
Well, if it wasn't for me,
I was gonna say, if this was Gundam Wing, the ship would have just, the Gundam would have just stopped and just started shooting into the windows.
There's a reason they're here.
Hey, what's the big idea?
That happens in Gundam Wing.
You guys don't
I
expect us
know.
to help you fight against Galahorn, do you?
No, of course.
Because anybody can die in
I have
Gundam Wing.
preparations to make.
Well, except for the main
every
characters.
human ever
Fuck!
Preparations.
I think I have an idea.
Wait!
They're already here.
Shino, are you ready?
Yeah, just say the word, boss.
Be careful, alright?
Don't worry, you won't be making ice flowers bloom for me just yet, Yamagi.
He's so going to die.
Ryuseigo! Heading out!
Yep, name him.
Ryuseigo?
You don't know. Not a main character.
Everyone else is confused too.
I just mean that he's not a main character.
But it doesn't have such a lame
He can
name
die out
anymore.
here and it still won't prove
This
my
suit
point.
belongs to me now. It's called the Ryuseigo. How dare you defile his machine by painting it with such a vulgar color? I won't forgive you.
Oh god, I
At
have
least his name's-
So fast.
such mixed
Does he have
feelings
a way
right
of
now.
getting
One,
out
I
of
love that he painted eyeballs and everything on this fucking mech. Two, it's Crank's mech, you asshole.
What's wrong?
I do
Can't
love that
trap
at
me
least
with your
answers
array
the
of
question of
Miata?
were they going to get 3 pilots, and the answer is yes.
This is the end. What?
I got you. Now.
Let go of me, you space rat!
That voice. Chocolate Guy's friend.
I'm Gaileo Bodwin.
Golly.
Are you mocking me now?
Chocolate Guy's friend.
You remember back on Mars,
I
they
know.
gave them chocolate.
It's just a great nickname. That seems like a very niche system.
understand.
And he had a very nice thing to include on a toy you were selling to kids.
The girl isn't that valuable.
Pops up out of the shoulder, fires discs at your younger siblings.
Yeah, who is it this time?
Actually, it's from Cordelia Ina Bernstein, sir.
What?
That's not the message we expected to see.
He seems to enjoy it.
I know that attack was probably too much for you, so I'll make it quick!
Sorry for the wait.
Again, what happened to the multiple squads of Gundams that were supposed to be in this fight?
I think we've been shown that they are total goons who can get gooned on.
Sure, the military trained elite. Piloting tons of mobile suits.
You saved me, but that golly is fast.
Golly. Yeah, whatever. I'm not used to the Alea Vignana yet.
Nobody's taking anybody's shit right now. That's great.
He's here.
Damn it!
Specialist Major! No! Sorry, Nikazuki, you got away!
Major Bodwin!
Ein! I don't think so!
This is definitely a lot of very confusing cuts of what's going on right now. It's hard to follow.
Quit playing around and finish them off!
But it's very high paced.
Yeah.
Are they okay?
Well,
They're fine.
Miss Cordelia.
Are you sure?
A quantum encrypted message.
Do you know who it's from?
Nobliss Gordon, correct? Yes.
The hell'd you do?
I got you!
What are we about to see?
Ein!
Forgive me. I did something I shouldn't have.
Look, Justin. What?
The main Orianrod fleet is coming your way. Mikazuki, you may be a 7-star, but if you keep interfering like this, there will be trouble.
A 7-star?
Is that right?
Are they rating them now?
No, the main two right there. That were on their side.
Oh, right. They were talking to their own people. I thought that was a threat to Tekiden.
Those are a whole lot of ships.
What do you say we take off?
1,000 arrows of the Persian army descend upon you.
My name
Then we'll fight in
is
space.
Cordelia Ina Bernstein.
Cordelia?
Right now, I am calling out to every one of you who can see me on your television screens. Is my voice reaching you? If so, then I beg you to listen. Because I need to tell each one of you what's happening at the Dort colonies. And I want you to know the truth about their people.
What's going on? Doesn't the Regulatory Bureau control all of the outgoing news content?
Yes, sir. It's supposed to. Somebody must have pulled some strings behind the scenes.
It took some guts to try and use me. Looks like that girl still has the potential to turn into something even greater.
When you repair machines after a battle, you start smelling all kinds of things. There's sweat, blood, and even some animal-like odors too. Of course, I only wait for those who risk their lives fighting, so I know that I'll never smell that way. And though I'm not out there with them, when I get a sniff of what they've gone through, I realize I have to do my best. Welcome back, Ryusego. Next time, on Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, Episode 18, Voice.
It's all about the sniffing.
It's a very scent-heavy show. That was so very disappointing. I was trying to hold back during the credits. That was the moment of investment. I was so into Cudelia's moment there.
I know. I was super into it too. I gotta quickly throw this at you. Did she literally send nudes?
No.
Was that the implication?
Do you remember moments before when they were communicating ship to Gundam, and on the side of the screen it said voice only?
Mm-hmm.
I assume that was us being shown. Sorry, not that moment. I'm using that moment as an explanation. That us being shown Cudelia in her skivvies for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know who's asking for that. But I'm assuming that was just to imply that she's getting ready after her "I'm ready to fight, even alone if necessary," and that she just voiced that dude, not that she sent him like, "Watch me get changed while I'm asking you questions." No, and I'm just saying that I was so invested in that moment that like this was the moment to buy me back in on Cudelia, and they cliffhangered her, and that was the wrong movement. Also, well, I'm just gonna get all my thoughts out right now, real quick, and then we can get into an actual discussion and not just me voicing at the wall.
Go ahead, get it out.
To Star Wars. Go to Star Wars real quick. The fight between the Rebellion fleet against the Death Star, right? Yeah. That's what we have here, except replace the Rebellion fleet with the Gallarhorn, and replace the Death Star with Tekkadan's one ship. And that's what we're looking at. And Tekkadan is somehow winning. 3, people kept saying there's going to be deaths of consequence in this show. And I'm afraid to say it for all you people are going to hate me out there. The maid that we barely got any backstory for is not a death of consequence. Nobody barely knew anything about Fumitan to the point that we were making shit up about her that turned out to be real.
I do love it when our basics conjecture just like ends up being right, don't you?
We called it like episode, what was it, 2? Where she just shows up and she says nothing and we're like, she's the spy. She's the spy. And it turns out she's the fucking spy. Wasn't even conjecture. We just fucking made it up on the spot. And it turned out to be true. And based on nothing. Because she gets like no backstory. She's just good with numbers. That's all she had. And then she sacrificed her life because it turns out she was a bad person the whole time. I'm saying that's not a death of consequence. When somebody who showed up the episode before, or even literally this episode, or has had 5 sentences of lines in the last 18 episodes, dies, that's not a death of consequence. That's we couldn't kill a main character. Who else is on the docket? What other voice actor did we pay for?
Who can we sacrifice in order to keep this going?
Right, so that's not a death of consequence. I'm not rallying for the deaths of the characters. Well, I wasn't.
Oh no, I'm totally. I want to see everyone die. Let's do it.
I wasn't at the beginning rallying for the deaths of characters. At this point, I feel like I am, only because I was promised.
You've been pushed to the extreme. All the moderates have been killed in the massacre, so now you're the only one left.
I wasn't promised that this was the type of show. It was indicated to me that this was the type of show where characters would die, and there would be consequences for actions. And again, I'm just remembering back to that first scene where they're lifting off from Mars, and 3 ships with guns surround it, right? And they're like, surrender now, stop your ship, we want Cudelia. And then somehow the kid who's sitting next to Cudelia gets into his Gundam, launches from his Gundam, destroys one of those ships, and the other 2 don't do anything because he's the main character and has to survive. Same thing here. There is 2 companies of Gundams, or mobile suits, launched after him. We see 4. He destroys one and the other 3 just disappear. It's it's very much a power fantasy for this one kid, and I'm sure Gundam is all about the power fantasy of a kid surviving through a war which is detrimental for their whole lives.
Gundam is all about the cool robot killing dozens of other cool robots.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think like about Gundam Wing, right? Gundam Zero. I can't remember if it's 001 or Zero.
It's just Zero, I think.
It never has the giant cannon which destroys like 50 Gundams in one. Whoa, they're all dead.
Yeah, you sweep and just the entire battlefield explodes for no reason. It's fantastic.
Right. So if you thought about if we were watching that show, it wouldn't be a complaint. It's like, oh yeah, these characters are just all super powered. It's no complaint there. Their Gundams are made of Gundanium. They can't be destroyed. They have overpowered weapons.
But here they've toned it way back from that. While the goons are still goons, ostensibly the impression is, of course, that the characters are in the same relative position. It is war. When you go out to fight, it's dangerous, and it's probably a bad idea.
Right, so when the dude whose Gundam is made of the same material and is just better slightly than everybody else, can wander into a war zone with active participants which are killing people left and right, it just suspends any amount of disbelief I could have in this fantasy scenario that it's not plot armor that's keeping them alive. It doesn't read to me as skill. Literally, when he says, I'll hold back just a little less than I was holding back before. It's like, you're in the worst scenario you've ever been in, ever. Like, literally in your life, you've never been in a worse scenario, because we've seen flashbacks. We've seen every other time you've ridden a mech. This is literally
episode 1.
Yeah, this is literally the worst fight you have ever been in, and you're being a cocky bitch right now for no reason.
Well, he's got 2 emotional states, nothing and cocky bitch. So, that's all he's got to work with.
Right. And they even said, the other guy, the face mask dude, is pointed out that he's facing another Gundam, which is on the level of his. Like, these are 2 of the Gundams that defended Earth during the Cataclysm, which hasn't been mentioned in a while. And I can only imagine... They didn't say it this time either. It's just the only event that I can remember where old Gundams might have been used to defend the Earth from something.
Right. They've definitely written, like, this slightly awkward position of the past was better because they had, like, these Gundams that apparently do just perform better and are more important and were critical to their success, and then they abandoned the technology later.
Well, you remember Chocolate Guy. I don't remember his name either, and now they've given him the nickname.
He's Chocolate Guy now.
You remember he was observing, what's his name? Mizaki?
Yep.
Whatever. He was observing his suit and recognized that there was damage patterns across it because he was using it improperly. Like, he was using it like an animal, is I believe what he said, and not like a Gundam pilot. So even the Gundam isn't that much better than he's able to use it, and also that also follows other Gundam series. Again, Gundam Wing. The Tall Geese is a thrown-away Gundam, which is as good as the actual Gundams, which are 1,000 times better than the mobile suits they're using.
Right. So you've had, like, a whole lot to say. I have, like, a lot less to say. I just like seeing stuff explode, and I wanted to see more explosions. I'm really simple on this one. I am with you, though. Like, I'm invested in what Kudelia is doing right now. She had her moment of tragedy. She's come to a realization. She's reaffirmed what she wants to do, and she's going out and doing it. This is good. She's got a great arc, and I like it right now. And of course, the friendly news crew is probably going to get shipped off to space with the rest of them, so that's going to be hilarious.
Well, they're already on their ship. They're on the Tekiden ship.
Right, exactly. So there's going to be like a future episode where they're like going around the ship interviewing people like, tell us what a day in your life is, young, impressionable kid who is going to say something terrible on camera.
Right, and I mean, we got 7 episodes to do it in, so clearly that's going to be with the flashbacks to Futama.
There's going to be at least one relaxing episode in between this fight and scenes that are going on now and whatever the finale of the season's going to be.
And like I said, that was their chance to get buy-in on Kudelia, and they wasted it with a bunch of pointless fighting. I enjoyed the our Gundams are fake. Our mech suits are fake. They gave us fake mech suits.
That was so fantastic, and the fact that they're just like, this is just how we do things. We give you all the bad stuff, like you brought back the meme, like we trained him as a joke.
That's what I'm saying. I
incorrectly as a joke. It was great.
I enjoyed that bit, and it's like we didn't
They're
get.
so manipulative and good, so much so that the characters on that side are like, this is bullshit.
Well, I mean, you also have to figure that the worker's position is I have just enough knowledge to know how this works, but not enough to test it first. Right?
Right, yeah, they just took it and went. They didn't like go through a whole bunch of procedures, make sure everything was good. They took the opportunity.
They launched a machine into space, a vacuum environment, without testing anything on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could have
just
given
like
them
cut the air hoses or something. That'd be hilarious.
They could have given them just a leaky suit.
Yeah, exactly.
Leaks all the air out of it, and it's getting awful cold in here, guys. You know? I'm just saying that these guys didn't test the weapons or anything. The handguns they gave us worked. Surely everything else does.
Right.
I mean, but I'm saying I appreciated the fact that they showed us that, and then we saw it like twice, and that was it. It's like, okay, we've got the concept. We've seen how the concept works. They even talk about it. I'm like, oh, this is a corruption in Gjallarhorn now, and I'm not a fan of it. It's fine. I enjoy that. And then we had a lot of the main character showing off for no reason, and fake drama about it, right? Like, oh no, that's the ship with all of our main characters in it. The most invincible ship that would ever exist. I'm sorry, not a ship. The shuttle. The shuttle.
Yeah, the shuttlecraft.
The most invincible
and then the main
shuttle.
Ship pops in the way suddenly, out of nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. That ship could have flown to Earth itself. It's all the main characters on it. It's the most invincible ship in the show. But I'm saying, if this was Gundam Wing, right? If this was Gundam Wing, that ship that flew up, and oh my god, there's the main ship all of a sudden, it just would have stopped, pointed the big old gun it's holding at the windows of the cockpit of that ship, and just opened
we
fire.
would have had like that happens really early in Gundam Wing, where like they like kill the shuttle full of the politicians who actually wanted to stop all the war or something.
Yeah, you would have heard like the whir up noise of a chain gun, like a gun, and all of the people on the bridge would have been dead. Chad would have been dead. No more Chad.
Instead,
jokes.
he wanted to lance it, which, to be fair, lancing it would have been really cool.
No, the one that flew up there was one of the mooks, and but even then, the mooks kill people in Gundam Wing.
Mm-hmm.
So that dude would have just blasted them apart right there. Bridge would have been dead, and it would have been a scenario of like, oh my god, we're not in control of the ship anymore. Get to the mobile suits, launch there. We'll see what we can do about taking control of the situation. It would have been a fine drama moment, but instead it was a return to that original shuttle we had the three pilots pointing guns at it, where our heroes can't lose.
Right. Which is just kind of entry 287 in our ongoing series of complaints. But in terms of things I like, let's twist some positive. I did like some of the banter they had, where people were just doing their weird teenage thing, and then other people reacted and went, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And I enjoyed that kind of banter, which is people literally lampshading how goofy some of them were being, and I enjoy that kind of thing because that's my kind of humor right there.
I want to say again, the only thing I really enjoyed was we gave them fake shit on purpose.
Yeah.
But again,
that's like at the top tier. That is like the best part of this entire series so far. That is the best possible moment.
But
everything built up to it in the most dramatic fashion. There was a literal massacre. There's an ignited war. It's been manipulated by politicians on all sides. And what's the conclusion of it? Your equipment was fake. There could not have been a better payoff to that joke.
Even then, though, again, I'm taken back by these guys knew enough on how to pilot the things to like get them in the air. It's like, okay, you're a dock worker, right? There's a fight happening, and you're the only one next to the B-52 bomber.
Yeah.
You got to get in that B-52 bomber. Now, you don't know that it's a fake B-52 bomber. But we
well,
still
you don't
expect
know that
you to...
someone like cut the fuses of all the bombs. You're not checking the bombs. You're making sure the plane can actually
No,
fly.
it's even worse than that. The bomb bay doors don't open. It's all... You're like in a antique B-52 that's just been refurbished. It not actually said works. Remember, the guns don't even work. The things like the trigger mechanisms don't. I'm saying that you're the only one. You're expected to Anakin Episode 1 fly this B-52 and destroy the enemy base. You wouldn't even be able to get it off the ground, Griff. I'm pretty sure.
It's just like pod racing, though.
I'm just saying you wouldn't get off the ground. These are just dock workers. They knew how to pilot the mobile suit, but they didn't test anything. Does this thing have enough oxygen? Will I be able to breathe? They don't.
I feel like they probably at least tested for that, given, again, they do this before and they live in space. If you live in space and your number one concern isn't, does this thing have enough air for me? What are you even doing with your space life, man?
But again, the dude says this gun doesn't work, which means that not at any point
Nobody tested the weapon systems, yeah.
Yeah, didn't pull the trigger. Just, like, I fly out, pull trigger, nothing.
Yeah, a lot of faith in that, and probably not a lot of coordination out of their leadership. Like, we saw, like, what we assumed was, like, the
Their leadership
primary
is dead.
guy who was leading it, and he's dead. He's gone.
Okay, but yeah,
These
but
are
still.
a bunch of people who are very angry and suddenly see that there's a bunch of shiny weapons in front of them and immediately got tricked because there was no one controlling it.
Okay, you're saying the angry people didn't pull a weapon of any type.
No, I'm saying they saw them and immediately went for them.
Right, but they didn't fire anything. That's what I'm saying. Angry people who expect
I know in a video game I would totally do that. I would just like randomly fire and like click like mouse 1 and go, okay, this works. But I think in like reality, just like in a very real sense, I wouldn't go, I have a tank now. I'm going to click the fire button just to make sure that it fires. I feel that would probably be a bad idea in most situations, and probably more so being on the space station, where literally last time you were goofing on, a single stray shot could probably take this whole place down.
None of these scenarios that we've been painting have happened in there. They didn't give them...
That's true.
I'm talking about everything that happened outside. And I'm saying that these angry people with no experience, you don't think one of them would have flown into space and then pointed the gun at the ships in the distance? Ah!
Maybe that was exactly the moment that it happened.
No, it happened while they were in a fight face-to-face with a Gundam, one of the military Gundams. It's like, that's when he decided to pull the trigger. You're saying that these guys had enough trigger discipline not to start shooting at the guys in the distance the moment they saw them. Angry, but disciplined, but not intelligent.
A complicated set of features for sure.
That hit them all exactly at the same time, by the way.
So, I guess I'll go ahead and just toss this to you. Are there any last things to comment on? Any completely different things we didn't cover here?
No, I'm engaged with the certain amount of rage that I have over the scenario that's painted before me that's happened 3 or 4 times now that everyone hates me for. The mustachioed guy that he apparently doesn't get the series. Don't know why he's watching it if he hates it so much.
Strike down Mikazuki and take your place.
I'm just saying that if the point is that these characters are always under threat and that they could die, again, that was one of the comments.
Your characters is yours.
One of the comments that came to that I didn't go over before was somebody said if they just died for no reason, there would be no point of build up or anything like that. And you just wait, people will die. Well, here we are, 7 episodes from the end, and the build-up is still happening, and I do not believe any of these characters are killable. Not because I believe that they're trained so well, or I've seen them go through the experiences. Mikazuki has been, from Mars to now, unkillable.
Right.
Not because he's great. Not because he's a psychopath. Not because
I think probably because he's a psychopath.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure there's been a number of psychopaths in the show that just got killed. Also, not because of the suit thing on his back, because other people, well, I don't know, the other people that have it are also unkillable. Maybe that system that they had implanted on their backs also gave them plot armor.
Literally yes. Literally yes, it did.
I don't mean
That's what
I'm
it
just
does.
saying.
That's exactly what it does in universe. It gives people plot armor.
That's why with the people with one spoke coming out of their back can still be killed, but people with 2 extra spokes.
It's the hierarchy of characters in universe right there.
I'm just saying that I'm watching Ranking of Kings on the side because I love that fucking show. And the last episode was called Immortality versus Invincibility. And that's a fight. It's an actual fight where one character is invincible and the other character is immortal. And I have so much more stake in what happens in that fight.
But
in that
neither
show.
of them are going to die, right? Literally is the title.
Right. That's basically 2 characters with plot armor fighting each other. And I have so much more investment in that fight in that show because the characters have been developed. And I understand what's at stake and what their abilities are. And everything around them. And the show, those are 2 side characters, by the way. This is a episode about 2 side characters, not the main characters. It's like
the 2 side characters have these superpowers, and the main cast just like literally have nothing. That'd be.
Well, the show is about the main character who's a deaf and mute who has been he's basically cursed. He's a giant who's
right.
He's very tiny. He's too weak to pick up an actual sword. That's why I keep linking the theme song in every Discord that I'm in. That the character, the hero is weak and he doesn't need power right now. It's like don't fight for malice. It's a very emotional journey.
Right. It sounds like a very cute thing.
Like I said, Miyazaki meets Game of Thrones.
All right then. So I think that's basically covers everything for this episode.
Predictions.
Predictions.
I predict that nobody's going to die next episode.
I predict that even as bloodthirsty as our 3 Gundam pilots are, the order is going to be to bail and run away as fast as possible.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure Cordelia is going to give a speech about the people of the Dort stations.
And we're abandoning them now, yes.
So that's why the fight is now up to you. We're out! I don't think that's the direction. I think the direction is going to be some sort of this is the revolution. This is what we're fighting for now. Stand up against your oppressors. And then that's when 3 mobile suits defeat an entire fleet of Galahorn ships and mobile suits because fuck it, why not? It's a power fantasy, right?
There we go. We went from like the slightly realistic but slightly more powerful straight back to Gundam Wing. 50 people are going to explode at once in a single beam.
I mean, we've got characters that have the plot armor of Gundam Wing, just without the massive bazooka guns that they had in Gundam Wing. They're not one-shotting space stations like they did in Gundam Wing.
Right.
God, that was emotional impact too we got in Gundam Wing. You remember we had the whole episode with, what's his name, Duo? Was it Duo Maxwell? Is he the one with the Reaper Gundam?
Yes, Duo's the one with the Reaper Gundam.
Yeah, and we had him, and here's all my friends on this station. Oh, they've been harboring me this whole time, because they're the people I can really trust and get by. Oh, what's that? The Earth government has sent mobile suits who've just destroyed the outside of the station. All my friends are now frozen popsicles in space. Emotional development. That's what I need.
Yeah.
I need emotional development.
They have a lot of loss that they deal with, and it's great. Which, as much as like I will mock Gundam Wing, I will also say I really like it for some reasons.
It develops its characters. There's the woman that really loves Zex, right? She has the base full of kids that she's training for the military.
Oh gosh, in literally the same episode, she's just like, "Oh yes, I've trained them all," and then they all explode. It's like, no.
Yeah, because one of the pilots terrorist bombs the whole place, and then she is enraged and vengeance, and then tries to go after him because everyone she cares about that she's been training, like I treat their students are basically like kids to her because she's been training them. And she's like number 2 from the academy herself, and it's like,
oh my god,
investment. We don't like meet all the characters and do all the things with them. It's just we are shown, we are told, we see, and it's not just it's a mystery from the past scenario. It's I feel this. I feel what's happening right now.
Oh yeah. Gosh, I gotta say, maybe we should just react to Gundam Wing and just goof on it. We've seen it before, but who cares?
I will say it has been over 20 years since I've seen it, so it might as well be a first reaction again if we did such a thing.
There you go. All right, but for Iron-Blooded Orphans right now, I think that's all we got. So, I've been Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you on the next reaction. See you, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?